Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFN game. A-side official. No negotiation needed, period. You already know. The first in the building. Toby Bartlett, a.k.a. Mr. International Cross the Pond, is on deck. Salute WCS in the hottest chat on the YTC. We're global, baby. We're global. Yes, sir. Shout out to Toby, man. Stopping in, showing support. Being an overall boxing supporter in general, channel supporter. You know what I'm saying? See you in the building all the time. Appreciate your support, man. You know how it is. You are not overlooked and underappreciated. Shout out to Mike in the building. What's good with it, Mike? How you feeling, man? Salute to y'all that's in the building. Hit the like button if you can do me that one. Jay is on deck in the building, man. Salute to you. I was going to do a part 3 to the Ennis FICO. I changed my mind because I really want to, talk about, a lot of what's going on the other sites. And this is, they're making a big deal about Errol Spence jumping rope. And when people do that, something that is so basic and fundamental to boxing training, you know what I'm saying? Like you see fighters go in the gyms every day, man. They start warming up on the rope. It's natural. But see, when you don't communicate with your fan base, they're lost. They want to know what you have going on. And then meanwhile, since they don't know what's going on, they want to sit up here and hang out and monger, you know what I'm saying, over there in Omaha, Nebraska. Because they know his activity over there. They know his signs of life. You feel me? I'm saying, I'm asking this person, what are you so hyped up about? He's only jump roping, man. Y'all are so desperate to know if he's getting back in there or not that y'all hyping up jump roping. Look, I have to break it down to you, to the hottest chat in the game. I have to break it down. I have to go into the minute details. I have to remind them, y'all. I say, you're up here trying to highlight him jump roping, but no one can get close enough to him to stop gaining weight in between fights so he can be closer to the scales. That's why my thumbnail says what it says. The fight should be in Texas. This rematch should be in Texas there, Crawford. Bud Crawford, if you're listening, this fight should be in Texas. I'm sending a message out to Bud Crawford because I feel I'm a part of the remote team. Special forces. You know what I'm saying? Special media forces. I'm a part of the remote team for Team Crawford. Okay? This is why I send this message to you, Crawford. Even though you don't have no comment, this is why I send the message out. Because you sat there yourself and responded to those individuals, including Spence, about the excuses that he have. And he had 2 solid fights after the accident in Texas. Did he not, Crawford? Okay. We know that after that second fight with Yordenis Ugas, you was slated to be his next opponent. Is that right, Crawford? Okay. We tracking. Now, something happened where you shook up the world on July 29th. We all seen what happened. You went in there, you and your team, and you closed with, seek, and destroyed anything that Team Spence thought they might have had going into that fight. Because he said he was going to break you like Kunta. Just had to throw that out there. I remember when he fought Yordenis Ugas, Crawford. A month and a half out, that man was shredded. And I've been on record. I said, hey, man, when you getting that Texas tea, that hometown Texas tea, you're gonna be in shape and you're gonna be on weight. What did I also say? I said he has to come out of Texas for this freaking Crawford fight. It's gonna be a problem, and we know why it's gonna be a problem. And sure enough, it was. It wasn't like he wasn't ballooning up in weight when he was fighting Danny Garcia and Yordenis Ugas. He was doing it, but he was home. So he had that Texas tea to get him back down the way he needed to be in a hurry. If there's anything you ever listened to me say, Crawford, listen to this. You shook up the world July 29th. You did what thousands said you wasn't going to do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to bloviate and say millions because millions, no. I say thousands doubted you going in there and defeating Spence. They couldn't really picture the reality on how it played out in real time, Crawford. They couldn't fathom that. They couldn't do a mental shot, a snapshot of how that fight played out because they were so vested in saying what you couldn't do. All right? You beat him up so bad. And you carry him the 8th round. So you really stopped him in the 7th. Okay? This is that time of the day. It's a Monday. We got to get some more clarity, right? You really stopped him in the 7th. If you truly wanted to do it. So therefore, looking at that fight the way it is and what people saying, his fans giving up on him, saying, we really don't want to see that fight at 47, put it at 54. They know 54 is not going to do anything, Crawford. So this is my thing to you, right? It's word out there that you may have a fight in the future with a big name such as Canelo. It's possible. But this is why I'm suggesting that you fight Spence in Texas. Because you say you got one or two. And I remember you put this up here. Let me throw this tweet up here that Crawford put. He said, I done heard it all now, Errol Spence. It's okay, though, because all in all, I'm glad it's over and done with. I wish you well, my brother. So Crawford understands he did what he was supposed to do in the first fight. All right? That is a fact. He did what he's supposed to do. But this is why I want this fight to be in Texas. Because you can guarantee that when it comes down to fight, that he's going to be in the presence of those who used to support him. They're going to come back home. They're going to come to roost. You know what I'm saying? They're going to show back up at AT&T, and they're going to support him, okay? It's going to give you that generated hate, man. You don't need no neutral grounds right now, Crawford. You're too good for that, bro. You already done put it on display that you way, way better than him. But just to go into enemy territory and do it a second time, that's going to even build up. It's almost like playing reverse psychology on him, Crawford. You know what I'm saying? I know you want the money. If you can get close to the money to fight him in Texas, cool. And I'm not telling you how to run your business, none. But fight him in Texas. And you all pack out the AT&T easily, right? Not only that, when I say no VADA testing, it allows Spence to come in at 150, 200%. I want him to be on that Texas T, Crawford. I really do. I want him to be on the Texas T, bro. Because when he come in super shredded and he's looking good on the mitts and he's at home, I want everybody to say, dang, he looked prepared. 154 looking good on him. Looking good on him, man. He looked a totally different Spence. But it's the same Spence who fought Yardenas Ugas. He's just going to be able to goddamn sip on that tea and cut that weight and look the part. Then when you get in that ring in front of his hometown, all you're going to be doing, you went from changing and shaking up the world to flipping Texas on their head. And the way you're going to flip Texas on their head when it comes to boxing is walking in their front door and doing it. You understand me, Crawford? Walking in their front door and let them know what the ego is for real. I am so confident to fight Spence with no VADA testing in his backyard. None of y'all, because you already done put it out there how they don't appreciate greatness. Let him get on whatever he want to get on there, Crawford, and go over to Texas and fight him. You know why I feel like this is imperative? It'll be good for this particular fight right here, because so many people have lost hope in Spence there, Crawford, that if it goes in Vegas again, a lot of people are going to feel like, I don't really want to put that much time and effort into it, because they have this bad memory on how you was just transforming Errol Spence to Elroy the Third. He wasn't even a junior no more, Crawford. He was Elroy the Third. They look at how you transform that man's face in Vegas, and they just don't want to go back to that place. Some of them, it's just too much for them to bear. But if you have that fight in motherfucking Texas, man, if you have it with no VADA testing, they will have absolutely no excuses for when you walk in there and do the exact same thing to Spence, and make him look worse in the second fight than you did the first fight. It wouldn't be nothing else for them to say. The man's going to come in here super shredded. It ain't going to be him running up no hills, at the last minute. It's not going to be none of that. You're going to be in hostile territory. It's going to bring more and more people to the freaking seats. You're going to do it in his backyard, man, on the front door. Man, I'm telling you, on the front doorstep. You're going to be right there in the living room, man, showing him that goddamn left and right hospitality. It don't get any more personal than that, Crawford. Don't have no VADA tested. It doesn't matter, because his skill set, you know damn well, regardless of what he's taking, is not going to build up his boxing IQ enough to come in there and change how the first fight went. It's not going to change anything. You that much better than him to the point where it don't matter if he was on something or off something. Let the man get the best that he possibly can there, Crawford. You already done heard death by 3,000 excuses, man. So therefore, when this fight, in order to freaking build up the momentum again, get the people interested, you know what I'm saying? Befriend them, brother. Befriend them. Then betray them. Befriend them and act like you're doing Spence a favor. Let your people know, hey, I want to go to Texas, man. That's what we do. I want to go to Texas and fight this nigga in his front yard, backyard. It don't matter. I want to fight him. That's what I want to do. That would send a message there, Crawford, that you want him to be comfortable getting prepared for this fight the best way he can. Anything you need, you already got it at home. You don't have to worry about the referees because you are not going to let it go to the scorecards, bro. You are light years ahead of Spence when it comes to talent, when it comes to knowledge, education of the sport, when it comes to studying your opponent and letting your team who is proficient, who understands what they need to be doing. They understand, you know what I'm saying, what the curriculum is. All of them participate in the curriculum equally, and they all join together as a team. You know what I'm saying? That team is extremely effective. One that Diddy James overlooked there, Crawford. He overlooked the team. He said, you got three people you got three people that's just training Crawford. He acted like that was a bad thing. You know what I'm saying? He acted like that's a bad thing. When he want to take all the glory, he's not intelligent enough, nor is he open-minded enough to bring somebody else, like I've always said, and get a different set of eyes on that. He don't want to. So that's what I'm telling you, champ. It ain't going to matter if he's in his backyard and there's no VADA testing. Long as he have the same relationship with Diddy James that he had heading into the rematch, he has the same people on his team, and he has that same mindset that he can look at film like he did with Jermell Charlo's fight and come back and believe he's going to, go in there and do better in the rematch. Let him do that, bro. Deep down in your heart of hearts there, Crawford, you know you light years ahead of Errol Spence in this era. You're that much better than him. He's not going to close the gap on you. He's not going to have any more better performance if that shit was in Texas. It's just pretty much for boxing, it's almost like drinking a Red Bull, or 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? You want to give boxing that jolt of energy. Boxing right now, the start 2024, it's just dismal. You know what I'm saying? It's dismal, brother. I ain't gonna lie to you. It's dismal. That shit fighting in enemy territory, man, that will wake up the sport so much. It will wake up the sport to know that you're going in Spencer's backyard, not giving a damn about VADA testing, just making sure Spence is coming down there looking as healthy as he want to look. That he's able to get through training, he's shredded. I know this might fall on deaf ears, but at least the voice is out there. At least I put the suggestion out there. I'm not trying to help Spence. I'm just trying to further, solidify what I already know. You know what I'm saying? You're one of the greatest of this era. But I just want it to be, one of those moments where you go back in there and prove to him again that regardless of what you believe, that Errol Spence is at a higher weight class, he has a better chance of winning this rematch. He's in his backyard, that it all didn't matter. None of that shit fucking mattered, dog. None of it. None of it mattered. You just cannot win. You have met your alpha and you can't do nothing about it. Period. All that living out of pocket shit. It wasn't effective or conducive to your career. All it is was to pretty much satisfy your pleasure seeking reckless ways that end up fucking up your professional career. That's all. That's all that shit was, brother. Living out of pocket sounds good on stage. Like, yeah, I live on the edge all the time. But when living on the edge gets you to the highest point, and you used to being on the edge and you fall flat on your face, what was the purpose of living on the edge that much? All that time, what was the purpose of living on the edge? If you was going to get to the highest point and you're supposed to handle yourself accordingly. You know what I'm saying? You're supposed to show people, I'm used to being on these type of summits, and you just goddamn fall off and look the worst you ever looked in your freaking professional career. What was the whole purpose of telling people you've been living out of pocket, all your life? What was the purpose of that? Just for recreational enjoyment? What was the purpose of that shit? I really want Crawford to fight you in Texas now. Because these imbeciles that continue to make up false narratives about Crawford, it'd be better to prove to them that first of all, they'll be able to afford getting a ticket. You know what I'm saying? Getting a ticket and showing up to the fight and seeing the Texas massacre. I like that name even more than the T-Mobile massacre. You know what I'm saying? It's not like being able to see it domestically. I'm talking about in your backyard. You know how to get on a plane. None of that shit. A big fight is going on right there in Texas. The Texas Massacre 2. No VADA testing. Get him in shape. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. No excuses, man. Go in there and drag that man and get him up out of there even earlier. That's what I like to see. I know he can do it if he wanted to. But see, he gives me the vibes that he really don't care about trying to, prove something to Spence. He already did it. When he got the prize, 2-time undisputed, he already did the shit. I would be satisfied too. But also when it comes to, everything that, his fans are just overlooking. Like they're overlooking all the bullshit that was said. All the people that was doubting him, right? And then he get in there and he gets the job done, living the fighter's lifestyle. Shit ain't lingering over him. Like people are doubting that he's going to come in here because of something that happened to him that's having a residual side effect. No, none of that. He did what he's supposed to do leading up to that fight and got the job done. Whereas in Spence, he just had all these freaking people trying to put band-aids all over the place, trying to come up there with a sewing kit. Let me patch this up right here. Patch that up right there. Let me patch this area up over here. I mean, come on, man. You know what I'm saying? Like they was trying to recreate Raggedy. What was it? Raggedy Ann and Andy. They was just up there with sewing kits just trying to patch shit up. But yet, they would get on YCC and they wouldn't even freaking correct the shit they was hearing and knowing about him. They wouldn't correct it. They wouldn't even freaking scold him on it. None of it. All they wanted to do is just talk about his opponent. So I hope Crawford takes in consideration. You know what I'm saying? I'm asking you from the bottom of my heart to fight this guy in Texas. Because after you go in there and obliterate him again, I don't think Texas is going to be paying attention to boxing no more. I think it's going to be a great, great depression where it's going to be years and years that they just don't really care. You know what I'm saying? The fighter that was. That's all it's going to be for them. Look, Spence's name is going to become the forbidden language over there. It's going to become like a pseudology, a pseudonym. They're going to treat it as if it's false. That never existed, dog. No, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm coming up here. I just moved here like a week ago. But I'm hearing about that folklore. What folklore? About this dude that used to be something special in boxing, or whatever his name was. I don't know, man. I'm not a boxing fan. But somehow some dude up there in Omaha, man, beat him up real bad. And the whole town turned their back on him. Did you hear anything? No, man, we ain't never heard about that shit. Y'all ever hear about that? No, I ain't hear about that. So you trying to tell me the dude didn't ever live here? No, bro. No, I don't even know what you talking about, man. Well, you might know him from then. They call him EJ. Nah, y'all heard about any? Nah, man, we ain't heard. But anyway, man, hey, change the subject a little bit, man, because I don't know who the fuck you talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? But we got some nice burger spots up here, for real. And you know, we got some other real fighters up here, you know what I'm saying, to talk about too. But that guy, we don't know who it is, man. You know what I'm saying? But I got a screenshot right here in Texas. That same guy came over here and they called it the Texas Massacre 2. Why would it not be 1? Where did 2 come from? Because I screenshot his box rec, and his box rec said that same dude they talking about used to stay here. The guy who did it from afar, and then he came over here to Texas and did it. Nah, man, I don't know what you fucking talking about, bro. But dude, you gonna get a cut or not, man? What's the deal? What's going on, man? You gonna get your hair cut or what? I am gonna get my hair cut, but I was just wondering, man. You know, people used to talk to me about it, and I told them I was gonna move over there. I was in the process of moving to Texas, and they told me to ask some of the freaking, you know what I'm saying, residents over here, man. They say ask some of the locals. They'll tell you the story. No, man. No, we don't remember that. Even this screenshot that was on Google, that was AT&T Stadium. That's not him? Nuh-uh, bro. Somebody photoshopped that shit. For real. Somebody photoshopped the shit out of that picture. Damn, dog. All right, man. I'm going to let it go, man. Fuck it. I'm going to let that shit go. Hey, I'm going to let it go, man. I'm going to ask somebody else. When I leave the barbershop, I'm going to ask somebody else. Fuck it. Ain't Jerry Jones had enough bad luck with the Dallas Cowboys without Spence getting his ass kicked at home in front of all his fans? Sometimes, you know, just because you believe a situation is bad, Dallas Cowboys, that's just been up there, you know what I'm saying, for the longest time. So we don't really call that bad. You know what I'm saying? That's normal, Toby. That's normal. You know what I'm saying? That's normal. But when it comes to Spence, people was putting him out there like, okay, he's different. He's the face of Texas. He's out here doing this, this, and this. Man, a lot of people know Spence. I ain't gonna lie. A lot of people know Spence. But when it came to that fateful, where he sealed his fate, that July 29th, it shook up the world. And also it sent tremors over there in Texas. Because people had to take flights home. You know what I'm saying? People had to take flights back to Texas. It was all bad, man. Real talk. It was all bad. But that wasn't a normal thing. Spence was undefeated. He was a unified champion. Dallas, they've been fumbling. You know, when Tony Romo tried to run it in the end zone and they got damn just, you know, tapped the heel of his feet like a little gazelle, when a motherfucking cheetah chasing the gazelle and they just hit their hind legs and they go tumbling all over the place. That's what they did, Tony Romo. You know what I'm saying? They were so close. JD, what's good? Salute to you, man. See it say Dallas Cowboys American National. I know we can't talk about Dallas. We need to talk about Spence. We need to talk about the one and only DeSoto native himself, the superstar, man, the one and only. Come on, man. See, even y'all are acting like the locals. Y'all disrespecting what I'm trying to put out. I'm trying to influence Bud Crawford to fight that man in his backyard with no testing. Because that just eliminates a lot. Whatever injuries, he can get past that because he's going to be sipping on that Texas tea. And you know, he can heal up properly. He can come in there super shredded. Then when they do the weigh-ins, he make the weight easy. And people are like, oh, shit, man. We got to see this fight. Man, it's reverse psychology, bro. The results are gonna be the same. He's gonna get that ass beat again. But it's just the whole point of just you taking it from business to walking in his hometown and making it personal. Crawford can do that. Seriously, he can do that, bro. Go over there, no testing. You know what I'm saying? Allow him to look the part, feel good. Have Diddy James in his eye. Man, we got it. We got it. We got it. We got it. Shit. Man, you looking better than that. Goddamn, he up there doing open workouts this time, doing the mitts and shit. Spence looks sharp, not like he did last time. Derek up there hitting him in the goddamn clavicle, the shoulder, elbows, hips, knees, and he blocking all that shit. You know what I'm saying? Checking him. That's what we need. We need to leave no doubt. We need to give him every type of advancement that he wants. You know what I'm saying? No fucking VADA testing, bro. San Antonio Stadium. It would go down. It would be epic. What better place than come to the man hometown and fight him in front of those who have abandoned him? You know what I'm saying? At least they get the opportunity to drive down the street and see the fight. They're going to come in there with doubt. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be a bit weary. But that's the whole point. They get bamboozled too, because they're going to pay their money to show up to a fight, and they actually believe in, hey, man, I don't know if you paid attention, but Errol Spence looked great. Oh, my God. I don't know what the fuck Bud was thinking, but Errol looks great. They're going to be gushing with joy, y'all. They said we don't have to go to Vegas either. Because, look, anybody will tell you, you go out to Vegas and a fight don't turn out the way, man, you got to wait, take that long flight home. It sucks. But see, in Texas, after they witnessed this massacre for a second time, all they got to do is drive to the local pub. You know what I'm saying? Drive to the local pub that's doing the late night hours and watch their misery away. That's all they got to do. They don't have to get on no plane ride or nothing. I'm just being truthful. So Terrence, just take in consideration what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? Fight that man in Texas. Look, Crawford. This is another thing I want to tell you. The man gave you concessions, man. And they was just bitching about that shit. Give him some concessions in return. You know what I'm saying? Just give him the venue. Give him the fight in his hometown. Give him no testing. Because they still ain't recovered. The rehab still haven't got them there. The man's been playing games. Maybe you allow him to stay in his backyard. His eye will heal up. Every freaking injury that you can imagine will heal up. He don't have to worry about that shit. He can get through training good. I just want him to be excuse free this time. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, that Crawford? It's just like going to a 12-step program when they say, hello, my name is Timmy, and I'm an alcoholic. You know what I'm saying? I want this to be somewhat like the 12-step program, Crawford. I want him to be able to go in there and say, hi, my name is Errol Spence Jr., and I'm excuse-free for this fight. I feel good, y'all. Thank you for showing up. I'm going to sit down right now. No, stand back up there, Errol Spence. Talk to us a little bit. How you feeling? Oh, man, the best ever. The best ever, huh? Oh, yeah, I feel really good. You know what I'm saying? I feel much better than I did the night of the 29th. You know what I'm saying? Doing the fight, after the fight. Feel way better. Feel strong. Feel renewed. All that shit. I just feel like a new me. Okay. Hey, did y'all get that? Y'all screen record? Okay, cool. All right, you can sit down now. That's all we want. We want to hear from you on how you feeling. Because I remember that you put it out there, Spence. You know where I'm going, right, Spence? You know where I'm going. You said the what? You said y'all don't make excuses. You put it out there. That was your words. You said y'all don't make excuses. And then you start making excuses. So right now, I am basically leading the charge. And I'm trying my best to get the message via carrier pigeon, stork, peregrine falcon, paper planes. I'm trying any way possible to get the message over there to Omaha that I'm hoping and wishing you allow this fight to happen in Texas. That's all. If you can grant me that one. You know what I'm saying? Because I think after it's all said and done, they're not going to want to watch boxing no more. And then, a lot of these channels that was claiming to be residing locally in Texas, I think they're going to go, to a blackout phase for several years. You know what I'm saying? I think he really needs to come to their front door and give them a show right in their backyard. What better way to further prove that your fighter can't fuck with me than to show up in their backyard and get the shit done? Oh, man, we need to make that shit happen, shawty, man. You ain't, man, come on, man. We need to make that shit happen right now. We need to make that shit happen. Seriously. I'm there. I'm steadily up here. I want to continue to remind. They're trying to, every now and then give Crawford a little credit, but they can't give him credit without saying, well, I didn't think that was overall the Spence that I knew, but I'll give Crawford his credit. He did, he went in there and he did. They don't want to leave the butt out. You know what I'm saying? I want you to leave the butt out. Just give him his credit for thrashing your fighter and move on. That's all you got to do. That's all you got to do. Crawford came in there at the press conference talking about PEACE. Peace. Nah, they weren't trying to hear that. They was cussing at the man, saying all sorts of things to him. So he say, okay, since you don't want peace, let me unhost her and show you my peace. He showed him the left and the right hand when the bell rang, y'all, because they didn't want the first piece he was giving out. So he brought out the other piece. He brought out the right piece and he brought out the left piece. You know what I'm saying? Together they cause chaos. Peace is over with. We ain't talking about that no more. He tried. He says, black people, we don't have to come together and be this all the time. We can have a unity amongst each other. He was on some peaceful shit, some February, some Black History shit. No, didn't nobody want to hear that. You know what I'm saying? Didn't nobody want to hear none of that shit. So he had to go in there and destroy the man. Texas in the building. What's good, man? Salute. Okay. If I'm Bud, I'm telling him it's going to cost you 15 to 20% to fight in Texas, knowing it don't matter whether fight EJ going to lose. He got the concessions last time. He got pretty good money from what my understanding is, but giving, having Spence give him something. No, not in this point, because listen, let's be real. Crawford say he might give us one, but he gonna give us two, I think. He go in here, he gets Spence out the way, and it's some rumor mill out there that Canelo is per Michael Benson. And let me take this down right quick. Per Michael Benson sent this out and said Canelo Alvarez reportedly looked likely to fight Jamal Charlo and then Terrence Crawford in 2024. So regardless of what happens with Spence, we know Spence is going to get terminated once again. So he really don't have to go crazy with demanding Spence to give him a percentage of money. Just go over there and just further build up. If this clash is indeed on the calendar right? Just build up that energy, man. Let that vortex start to turn. You know what I'm saying? Go in there in Texas and beat that man up and leave another blood stain in there like you did for freaking Vegas. And then when it comes to Canelo, oh my God, man. This shit is going to be unbelievable. It will be up there with the top pay-per-views of all time. Real talk. This fight is going to be bigger than freaking Spence Crawford. If Canelo does decide to take the challenge. Because we all know what happened when Canelo stepped in there and took that Floyd Mayweather fight. I'm just saying, but you should already know. Yeah, you should already know that. So imagine, he having flashbacks of PTSD. That's really why he didn't want to do that shit. Him going in there fighting Crawford. People going to say, well, Jim, let's take you back to when Canelo fought Floyd Mayweather. That was one of the most clinical wins we ever see in boxing. Let's take him to the opening round. He don't want to visit that. I agree the fight should be in Texas. They will sell the place out. They will sell it out easy. Easy, man. I just want that. I want for Spence to have every benefit possible. You know what I'm saying? Every benefit possible. Like, I'm full right now. You know what I'm saying? The fish I've consumed, I'm still been celebratory. You know what I'm saying? Ever since that fight happened, I've still been eating fish at least once or twice a week. Still been eating fish, man. Leaving crumbs everywhere and shit for them goddamn strays to eat. You know what I'm saying? I've been eating fish still from the fish fry. I hold my drink up. I say, cheers. Salud. I support the Crawford fans that's out there. You know what I'm saying? Every now and then I get some haters, man. You know what I'm saying? I get some haters that'll walk by and try to knock my freaking fish out my hand and shit like that because they mad. I get it, bro. I don't retaliate, out of control. I understand why they feel the way they do. And you know what I'm saying? And I always pop the lid on my cup. It'd be fruit punch in there. And that shit be looking just like what Spence's face looked like. I say, listen, brother, I'm going to pour a little out for that fateful day, July 29th. Pour a little out for the homie, the Texas homie over there. I'm pour a little out. Okay. Not too much, though. You know what I'm saying? Just be respectful. I'm just being respectful to it, goddammit. That's all I'm doing. You know how they used to pour it out? They used to pour something out for the homie. That's what I do, man. Hey, this is for the homie and reflection of the homie, man. July 29th, T-Mobile Massacre. Pour a little fruit punch out for the homie. Omaha gonna be in the house, too. Oh, yeah. You know what I'm saying? I just think right now, when you shock the world like that, not everybody's shock value is the same, so it takes them longer to come down from that shit. You have a lot of people that's in shock right now. I ain't gonna lie, man. I'm being all serious. Like, I had to put on my doctor's jacket. You know what I'm saying? Put on my clear focals. But I had to start picking up some old books. You know what I'm saying? For real. I start scanning. You know what I'm saying? I start scanning. Start revisiting the parts of the brain. I started to say, okay, so W says, what can you do to help this recovery? Because though you support Crawford, you're not wishing no ill intent for those who are still locked up in the asylum. So I say, yeah, look at all those nerves and everything. I say, wow. I'm just thinking to myself, I say, I wonder how many thoughts was basically transient back and forth through all these freaking neurological points. You know what I'm saying? The brain is amazing. And going down to the brain stem is just basically shocking the whole body. The brain is such a powerful component. Ooh, that headquarters is just amazing. And just for them to be there front and center and watch that massacre play out, and the way their brain was just haywire, You know what I'm saying? It was just haywire all over the place, man. The shock value must have been intense. You feel what I'm saying? I had to put on my doctor's hat. I start researching the brain, y'all. Seriously. I start doing research of the brain. I said I gotta find out some shit to be able to better communicate with these aerosexuals. You know what I'm saying? I start looking up information to be better equipped. To be better equipped, y'all. I say cerebrum is the front part of the brain, includes the cerebral cortex. The part of the brain is responsible for many processes. And then I read the process. I say, include initiating and controlling movement. That, in a nutshell, y'all, that would be consistent with them seeing the second round and all their hands going up, the hand over mouth. Okay, that's when that started to take place. The hand over mouth, and then the other hand. The hand over eye method. I start thinking, God damn, this is what I was looking for. And then you go to thinking. What were they thinking in the moment of the second round where Crawford was bloodying up Errol Spence and sat him down with a jab now? What were his fans that was in attendance thinking? The part of the brain was working at a higher load than it's used to. The rate was incredible. Emotions. Ooh, woo. Let's not talk about emotion. I can't believe they even spelled that shit with a lowercase. That whole word should have been goddamn uppercase. That whole word, emotion, out of all of this, it should have been uppercase. It should have had the air quotes, parentheses. It should have been highlighted. You know what I'm saying? All of that shit. Emotion. Problem solving. They're saying to themselves, how? How? They was carrying out the H, y'all. How? How? They were saying to themselves, how is he doing that to him? How is he doing that? No way, bro. This can't be real. This can't be real, dog. This can't be real. No. It's only the second round. It's 3 minutes per round. Minute in between rounds. How can he be busting him up like this? Then learning. See, they say every lesson that you taught in life, it may not be a process for which you feel comfortable in what you learn. It may be something you learn that may not affect you till later on. Or you can learn something that you feel it right away. You know what I'm saying? You get receive of that benefit and it hits you. You digest it. You say, oh shit. Okay, I got it. That's somewhat how the Bud Crawford fans was. Our learning experience was different than that of the pro Spence fans. It was quite different because what we learned was to be gracious in victory. You know what I'm saying? We had to respect the fact that Crawford came down with fishnets. So when we was leaving the auditorium, we was going to go get some fish and shrimp dinners. That's what we was going to do. So we learned how to basically play the part too and be uniform and show our respect. You know what I'm saying? Pay homage. What the Spence fans learned was that the eyesight is a hell of a motherfucking gateway, ain't it? Sometimes the hand over eye method don't work when you got your fingers separated. And you're looking through that mug and you still see them punches. Bang, bang, bang. And you're saying to yourself, oh my God. I learned that this was a bad motherfucking decision. I came up here to Vegas and I tried to sneak my ass up here and I had the shirt, the smoke a bud pack. I had everything laid out. I ironed that bitch. Everything was freaking laid out. They wore a shirt over to my, they was like little high school kids. Wear a shirt over it. And then we're going to all take a picture when goddamn Errol Spence win. That's going to be a classic, y'all. I'm going to use that on my thumbnail for months. They were saying the shit that WCS was saying. But no. What they learned was about disappointment. What y'all learned was about disappointment. What y'all learned was Karma. She was in attendance too. And she was sitting in multiple locations. Yes, her family was thick up in there. See, you learn that regardless of the negativity that you was putting on this man, that you couldn't stop him from going in there and blessing y'all with his presence. That's what y'all learned. Y'all learned that it is a time and a place to shut the fuck up. It is. You learned that. You learned that you can lie on a man and you can claim that you're a hardcore boxing fan. You die hard and all that. And you can create lies and run a smear campaign all you want. But when it comes down to walking to the ring, it's only two people that's going to be in there fighting for him. All that shit y'all said, all it did was piss Crawford off more. That's all. So when it commenced, y'all knew y'all had fucked up. That's what learning consists of. That's what y'all learned. Y'all learned how to take an ass whooping that night. Real talk. Don't be mad now. Don't be mad. It's just all I am is being a voice. You know, to remind you all. I'm just being a voice. This is what I'm supposed to do. Research. I'm supposed to do research. Cerebral cortex. The cerebral cortex covers the cerebrum and has many folds. Due to its large surface area, the cerebral cortex accounts for 50% of the brain's total weight, okay? Cerebral cortex has 4 lobes. Frontal lobe, this area is responsible for language, motor function, memory, personality, and other cognitive functions, okay? Shout out to the frontal lobe, because I know the frontal lobes of the Spence fans is irreparable. Irreparable. You know why it's irreparable? Because they have the word memory in there. Ugh. They gotta remember this shit. They got the word memory in that motherfucker. They have to remember what happened July 29th and everything they said before that shit. Fuck what they said, you know, after trying to accuse him. No. Let's go back to all the shit that was said and goddamn Spence say he's gonna break him like Kunta, right? The memory. And then just think about the cognitive functions. You know, the hand over eye that I mentioned, hand over mouth, all the moving around and twitching. You know what I'm saying? The memory is irreparable. The only thing they can do to the memory is just basically try little, temporary reliefs or whatever. Grab some ice packs or grab a drink. You know what I'm saying? Eat different foods, but don't ever try fish or shrimp or any type of crab legs anymore. Don't do it. The next, the temporal lobe, contains the wernicke area, the Wernicke area, which is responsible for understanding language. It's also processes memories and emotions and plays a major part in hearing and visual perception. Man, major part in hearing and visual. Can you imagine what the hearing and visual perception was that night? Do we really have to go into detail when the second round start to commence? Do we really have to go into detail? Hearing the oohs and the ahs of the crowd, the hearing and the visual, seeing what was taking place and was starting to ramp up. Oh, it was brutal, y'all. It was brutal. You know what I'm saying? I just wanted to go to those two right there. That's all I need to. I don't want to go in depth. I don't want this to become a medical reality series or anything. That's not my point. Point I'm trying to make. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to put it out there that I'm trying to ask for some type of relief for the rematch, because the date ain't out there. Spence talking about, he has an eye situation. Crawford, please fight this man in Texas. No VADA testing. Give the Texas fans what they want. You know what I'm saying, Crawford? Give them the fight in their backyard. You know what I'm saying? He deserves a homecoming. You know what I'm saying? People love having memorial services any way you look at it. He deserves to have a homecoming. And also, they deserve to see one of the greatest fighters grace them before their favorite fighter retires. You deserve to give them that, Crawford. Just go over there and give them to them. And plus, right then and there, you can hear for yourself when Spence say, it's been good. Thank Texas. And I like to thank Dallas. I like to thank everybody who supported me. Like to thank the horses, pigs, chickens, roosters, goats, owls, peacocks, meerkats. You know what I'm saying? Koala bears. I like to thank everything over here in Texas, cows, for supporting me. But I can't do it no more. This is it for me. I'm hanging them up. And I like to thank Terrence. Terrence, it may only been 2 fights, but you goddamn beat the shit out of me. And those 2 fights seem like, it's 10 apiece. I feel like I've been in 20 fights, goddammit. When I fought you. And when I fought you the 29th, I came out there like I had 10 more fights on my resume. I want to thank you. Living out of the pocket, not always smart. And I'm going to sure enough pass that down. Don't ever tell nobody you're living out of the pocket, especially in a professional sport like this. Because once again, if you black, don't ever say you gonna goddamn beat somebody like a slave on TV. Because then once you get beat like a slave and you're in a profession like this and this how you make your money, your career come to an end very, very quickly. So I just want to thank everybody for showing up. You know what I'm saying? Don't be mad at him. Don't be mad at Crawford. He did what he's supposed to do. He beat my ass. I'm gonna have to live with it. I put the tweets out already. Yeah, it was long overdue. That ass whooping was long overdue, and this one that y'all just witnessed in Texas was on time, goddammit. I needed this to goddamn convince me that it's time for me to retire. But you know what I'm about. The after party is still going on. You know what I'm saying? You got to pay at the door, though. But I'm having an after party. We're going to get lit. You know what I'm saying? I'm retired now. I don't have to worry about no goddamn training camps no more. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. And don't be mad. I see a lot of goddamn long faces in here. Don't be mad. Come on, man. Big fish, baby. Man down. The truth. You know what I'm saying? Strap season. Well, it used to be strap season. And now it's just, horse season. You know what I'm saying? But be with me, man. You'll see me around town, man. I have my straw hat on and goddamn doing what I do, man. Thanks everybody for your support. Appreciate you. Thanks for coming out. That's pretty much what it's gonna be like, dog. That's what it's gonna be like. Come on, Crawford, do me this one, man. Go beat that man up in Texas, man. Come on, do me that one, bro. We need to put the lid on this goddamn and cement it. Don't put dirt on it. Put cement on it. We need to put this to rest, man. You know what I'm saying? I want this headstone to be in cement. We need to put this to rest. They didn't get enough, man. You beat them silly, and they still out here talking shit. You beat them silly, and they still out here talking shit about you, Crawford. The news by Shaw News, Sauce Experience. What's good with it, fam? How you feeling? Team Tucker official on deck. What it do, man? Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. What's good with it, Blunts? How you feeling, man? He said peace was implemented. Yeah, pieces was implemented. You know what I'm saying? What's better than one piece? 2 pieces. I'm just saying, man. You know, people gonna listen to this shit. Niggas say WCS, man. You just, man. You don't know when to just chill, man. With all the ad libbing, you know, man. You know, we would definitely like Crawford to come over here to Texas, man. We definitely would love that. But we also have concerns. The concerns is too many people witnessing that shit just like they did in Vegas. It might be too much for Texas to even bear, y'all. Y'all shouldn't be up here laughing and shit at what WCS is saying, because that's gonna be too much to bear, man. Come on, man. We get the point, dog. Let it go. Just let it go, dog. Let it go, man. Give us EJ juiced up. I don't want no excuses. That's what I'm talking about, man. Come on, Cobain. Look, Cobain understand what it is, man. Give him juice to put the man on whatever he needs to be on, to shred him down, drop the weight, goddamn be ready, don't have to run no hills, put him in his backyard, send Crawford into enemy territory because he's a soldier like that. It's no closing the gap on that motherfucking performance. You can't close the gap on the ass whooping you took July 29th to whenever y'all fight in 24, especially with Diddy, MF, and James in your corner. We have nothing to worry about. Long as you got him in your corner and you chose to stay there, nigga, we are great. We are divine. I told you several times before, whether you want to listen or not, Spence, we said you need to change coaches. I told you that. I was pushing for that. I said, man, get rid of them. Get rid of them. And then I'm hearing all this loyalty shit. Well, okay. All right, cool. If it's all about loyalty and you took that one L and you need to go in there maintaining that olive branch of loyalty and take another L, cool. But see, these L's are some of the last L's you will take in your career, though. That's the difference. So it might behoove you to reconsider finding somebody else and get another set of eyes on there. Because, see, I'm going to tell you about what Diddy James going to do for you, EJ. He going to be looking at some film of Crawford. And he don't like Crawford so much. We talking about the same nigga who felt his gloves. He don't like him so much, the nigga gonna start shadow boxing as if he's trying to goddamn beat Crawford up. You know what I'm saying? He gonna start shadow boxing in the freaking wherever he at, in the garage or whatever. He gonna start shadow boxing and shit like he's preparing for the fight because he feels some type of way about the nigga. He feel bad. So he gonna start goddamn doing like what's his name? Trey was doing on freaking Boys in the Hood. This nigga gonna start having an emotional breakdown. I'm tired of this shit. I'm tired of this motherfucking shit. Crawford keep beating your ass. Oh, God. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be dramatic. That's why I'm saying you can't get somebody that. Well, I can't just say him, EJ. You too. Y'all don't like Crawford, man. Real talk. It's something about, you know. I don't know. It might be his skin tone or whatever, man. Y'all might not like dark-skinned niggas over in Texas. I don't know. But I know Diddy James could not look at film on Crawford without getting up shadow boxing and goddamn having a nervous breakdown, bro. I feel that shit, bro. I feel it, man. And you know, this is one of the most incredible experiences I've had in boxing with fan bases. Because all y'all act just alike. Y'all extremely emotional creatures. From the coach all the way to the fans. You know what I'm saying? Y'all act just alike. Y'all just lose your mind. You act like you in support of Spence. But you don't do enough for Spence. You keep the focus on Crawford all the time and build up his algorithm. Diddy James can't look at film because he get pissed off. You trying to tell me Diddy James gonna sit there and look at that 9 rounds July 29th? You actually think he's gonna sit there? Man, by the time that shit over with, That dude with a tilted back, some Jimmy Dean. I mean some Jack D. Some Jack D. That man would have took it to the head. He would have, man, come on, bro. He can't sit there and watch them 9 rounds, bro. After the first round over with, he cutting it off. And he gonna go in there and tell Spence, I looked at the shit, man. He gonna lie to him. I looked at the shit and I got a plan. I think this gonna be it right here. I think this is gonna be it. And Spence might say, hey, okay, coach, let me know what you're talking about, coach. Okay, you remember that Tanya Harding and Nancy Kerrigan situation? Yeah. Okay, that's the only hope you got, man. You know what I'm saying? What you mean by that? Okay, let me remind you, man. You know what I'm saying? Nancy Kerrigan, was set to go in there and compete on the ice. And this dude came out of nowhere and goddamn, hit her in the leg and shit. She's an ice skater. She needed her legs. Well, I'm saying, you got Man around the corner. That dude all about robbing motherfuckers. We got Man over there. And we can send him to motherfucking weigh-ins. Now Man, one thing I told him, he got to get himself in shape because, goddamn, you goddamn strike Crawford, you're gonna have to get the hell up out that motherfucker fast. For real. So I'm thinking get Man, go in there, strike him, and run for his motherfucking life. Now, Crawford being who he is, he's still gonna take the fight, but he ain't gonna be 100%. He ain't gonna be able to move like that. So that's gonna slow him down, and that's gonna allow you to be able to close and goddamn put that pressure on him to the body like normal, like you do everybody. Oh man, that's a good plan right there. I like that. But you think Man can get away from him? I think so, man. I don't know, man. Man be bullshitting sometimes. He got hurt jumping fences. You know what I'm saying? Got scars all over him, but he a trooper, man. He's still alive. But you think that's what we need to do drastically? Yeah, man. You gotta stoop to that level. You gotta go for the knees, man. We gotta slow him down. Because I looked at the film. You in hella trouble, dog. He gonna beat your ass again in your hometown. That's the only shit I can think about. Take it or leave it, man. Go with me to call Man up? We can practice right here in the gym. He said we can practice in the furniture store, man. Man, get over there by that chest, that hutch right there. Stoop down low, and I'm going to pretend that I'm Crawford walking out here, right? So when he walk past, you come out, and you just goddamn hit him one time, and then he bam, and you keep it moving out the back door. That's how that's going to work. That's our only hope. Because looking at the film, I can't come up with a plan. You my coach, though. Well, I'm tell you like this. They call me Diddy James. I like goddamn dancing. I don't fuck with this boxing shit. I bet EJ ain't doing no scientific aided recovery either for the brain alone. Man, we got to get EJ some type of freaking aided recovery. He was seen going into a yoga facility. So we have to give him some type of benefit. Toby said Diddy James learned that Bomac was right. There was no hiding place anymore. One of the most classic lines that you would ever hear towards a coach who just received the award and also has an undisputed fighter supposedly allegedly in his stable. This man told him, man, ain't nobody believing that shit, bro. Yeah, you got the award because you got 2 unified champions in your stable. But you have never went up against me nor my staff. We've been there and done that. Sit back and let us show you how it's done. Damn. Joseph Bailey on deck. What's good? Salute WCS in the chat. Team Crawford stand up. Yes, sir, indeed. All I'm doing, Joseph, I'm trying to convince Crawford to have a fight in Texas with no VADA testing. That's the only way to stop these niggas from goddamn making excuses, man. You know what I'm saying? I stopped counting with the excuses. And then when Spence came out and talked about, where I'm from, over here in Texas, you take it on the chin, you don't make no excuses. But why you think I got hit with all them jabs and hooks? I had cataracts. And then I was a little bit of weight drain too. And every time he hit me, it feel like something was in his gloves too. I think that snack program, Victor Conte, he had something to do with it too. I ain't never seen Crawford goddamn perform like that. I knew I could beat everybody on his resume, but that nigga beat me down. Goddamn, something dirty. He did me dirty. Man, come on, bro. You joined in with the excuses too. Bud broke all the mirrors and unplugged the smoke machine. Oh, shit, man. He say he broke all the mirrors and unplugged the smoke machine. God damn, that is hilarious. He broke all the freaking mirrors and unplugged the smoke machine. Creative. That's hilarious. I said EJ was going to crack his chest plate trying to smoke bud. Hey, man, you know that was bad to begin with. You know, I used to mention it all the time. How can a shark transit the hallways out of its element? I've never seen a shark just walking up the motherfucking hallway. Now, granted, they put it in animation. Granted, I like animation, for real. Animation is great. Great. But it's good when it's believable. That shit right there wasn't believable, man. That shit wasn't believable. You got a shark walking up the hallway talking about you done went to this door and got the title, went to that door, and now you looking for the WBO, and you got two eyeballs in the dark. You know damn well that shit didn't make no sense. And how can a shark be that small that he's not even taller than the freaking doorway? How? How can you call yourself the big fish, nigga, and you're average size? You're walking up a highway, nigga. I mean a hallway. Come on, man. Shit didn't make no sense. And Crawford made sure to let y'all know y'all wasted y'all goddamn money on them shirts. Cause he told y'all, you should have knew. Look, y'all should have known something was up. When he fought Avanesian, he said he was taking the shirts down. And then he ended up coming up with something smoking on a bud pack because he let his boy design the shit. Obviously, when it comes down to it, neither one of them was sober on that freaking design, creativity, agreement. Whenever somebody said, yeah, all in favor, all of them was fucked up. Okay, we're going to print these tonight. Smoking on a bud pack? Nigga, that is the stupidest. You look, I haven't even seen one person. I mean, before this shit happened, I saw everybody cracking open. Man, I saw them ripping open the plastic. You know what I'm saying? Rip me out the plastic. I'm feeling brand new and all that shit. Ain't that what Spence, you know, isn't that what he did with the one and only KS over there? He fucked up with that too. But anyway, sticking to it, you know, they was ripping the motherfucker out the plastic. They was saying how good it feel. They wanted to put it on. They had it all on live. To my, yeah, I got my smoking bud pack. Man. Where there's smoke, there's motherfucking fire, goddammit. Because I'm going to tell you, when that fire hit that hot grease and that fish started to cook, they didn't tell you the whole of it, the whole story. They just talking about smoking on the bud pack. Where there's smoke, there's fire. EJ only hope it survived 12 rounds in Dallas. You know, being as you say about surviving, I don't know Crawford like that. But another request my last request there, Crawford, is that you don't think about charity this time, okay? Because the first time you was in kill mode, slaughterhouse. But you goddamn carried him the 8th round into the 9th. You carried him. Maybe this time you can not be so engaging on the volunteer work, okay? Donations. Leave that to after the fight because you're going to get paid again. But now it's all about taking from him everything and give him nothing, okay? It's the take everything tour. Don't give him don't give him no rounds. Not even the first. You know what I'm saying? I know that's what you did. You was in the giving mood July 29th. You was in the giving mood. The fight could have been over in the 7th. You permitted it to go to the 9th. This time, no. Let's get it over with. That man Bud was roller skating with Floyd. Just posted a pic on IG. What? You know, look, somebody was just saying that they didn't want to see Floyd. I mean, they didn't want to see Bud playing too much basketball because he might get an injury. And I'm saying to myself, he must feel good that you know the way Bud look at it, he can get an injury and still go in there and beat Spence up, man. I'm just saying that's what Spence said about Danny Garcia when he was on the rocks with AO. He said, "Oh, I knew I ain't have to be 100% to go in there. I still beat Danny up." And then his girl said, "Talk that shit, Kane. Kane, talk that shit, Kane. There you go, Kane." I said, "Okay. Okay, try that shit with that Omaha Monster. Try that shit with that Omaha Monster, and please let us know how that turns out. We live in Texas." You know what I'm saying? 918 on deck. He's a jabberjaw. You remember that cartoon? I can't lie to you. I don't remember off the word, but maybe if I saw it, you know, like I always say, back then it wasn't social media era. I don't know how old you are, but we did watch a whole lot of cartoons. Also, if we are able to talk about that era, that means we are much older in age now. You feel me? So a lot of things have since left our thought process, unless, you know what I'm saying, we find that supplement, that brain food. Put that brain food up there, then some shit you ain't thought about in a long time come back to light. You know what I'm saying? Okay. You up there then. So to answer your question again, nope. I don't remember it. Maybe let me look it up right quick. Let me look it up because unlike back in the day, right? Unlike back in the day, I couldn't look it up. But I now have blended and transitioned over to the social media era. So let me see what he's talking about. Jabberjaw cartoon. Who is this? Oh yeah. I remember him. Yeah. Brought back memories. God damn. Brought back memories. Yeah. I definitely remember it. See, I mean, you know, that would have been a better looking fish to put on a t-shirt rather than that shark. For real. That would have been a Jabberjaw would have been better depiction to put on that freaking shirt. Seriously. You know, you bring up a good point, man. You know, maybe I'm gonna send that in his inbox and say, "Hey, your designer fucked you over last time. Here go a new suggestion right here, Jabberjaw." That kind of gives us a idea that kind of blends in with who you are right now. You know what I'm saying? Quirky type of boxer. You know what I'm saying? We got to put some fun in this. We got to bring back the fun. No doubt. I'm 40. I don't remember. I remember, by looking at the picture. You know what I'm saying? But looking at the picture. But I want to transition to a question that I have about a specific guy. But before I get there, I want to give a shout out to Molly Tucker. You know what I'm saying? 4-time national champion. You know what I'm saying? He's a situation. You know what I'm saying? He's a situation. Very mean-spirited when he's engaging in boxing, but cool. You know what I'm saying? Low key, but don't smile too much. Type of hitter. But pay attention. That's the younger brother of Jihad Tucker. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the Tuckers over there. Got to throw Bam Bam and music, the father in there. Shaw News, Joe Daney. You know what I'm saying? Coach Terry. if you know, I'm just giving you the whole squad name just so you can remember that. You know what I'm saying? If you was on the front line, you feel me? So shout out to them cats, man, and look forward to them stepping back in the ring, Team Tucker with Jahai in the near future. All right. Let's transition over to this guy right here. This guy is kind of, have me a little bit in an irritable state because he said that his next fight, he's going through the ceiling. I never heard that before. I'm going to be honest. I never heard somebody say they're going through the ceiling and it was supposed to be a good thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm taking this through the ceiling. If you don't believe me, here it goes. I'm taking it to the ceiling on the next one. So, when you hear rich people talk about goals and objectives that you have in life, right? You hear people talk about journeys that they've been on, never limit yourself. They give you all these possible scenarios. Frank Martin gave you the worst case scenario. He said, I'm taking it to the ceiling. Whenever somebody speaks of a ceiling, it's a restriction. You're basically limiting how high you can go in life. You know what I'm saying? I don't really think Frank understands that it made no sense. That this is one of the dumbest tweets ever since Twitter and X has been in existence. I mean, it proved no point and to provide direction for your fans. He say, I'm taking it to the ceiling. So you're basically saying you want to take it and basically prove to the people that you have limitations on how far you can go. You want to take it to the ceiling and continue to hit your head off the ceiling. Fighting who? Fighting who? Because when a fighter get knocked out, I never seen their head hit the ceiling though. It might have hit the canvas. It might have hit the front end of the glove, but I never seen a fighter hit the ceiling. What ceiling are you talking about, and why would you restrict yourself to being closed like that when you're trying to grow as a fighter? And let's look at Frank Martin. Let me look him up right quick, because I don't often look up Frank Martin's box rec. I don't have no reason, but he's 18-0, 12 knockouts. He's 29 years old, so they're trying to fast track him. You know what I'm saying? And his alias is the Ghost. That's fitting. Taking in consideration that he turned down the Shakur Stevenson fight and he became a ghost. That man dipped out, and then all of a sudden there was a sighting. You know what I'm saying? There was a sighting. There was a sighting on another channel, and Frank was trying to explain to the people why he made the decision he did about turning down the fight with Shakur Stevenson. The money wasn't good enough. He basically wanted us to, hit the replay button on one of Nelly's favorite songs, because he said all he needed was a little bit, and that was basically just a tone to pretty much, signify money. All he had to do was just give him a little bit more money, 500,000, from what we was guessing, just a little bit more, like a little bit more push when it came to the numbers, and he didn't get that. And also, not to mention, that would have been the highest paycheck he ever received in his boxing career. Now, since then, Frank has received an astounding amount of criticism. Rick Glaser has been lighting him up and raking him over the coals, flambeing his ass. You know what I'm saying? And Frank has yet to return, because if I didn't mention to you, he is a part of Man Down Promotions. From what we understand, Man Down Promotions. Yes, that is your guy. Those of you that's out there. Errol Spence, that is his fighter. So right now, me and several other people We are concerned about the location of Frank Martin when it comes to this fight news, because he says he's taking it to the ceiling, but we don't know how he's getting to the ceiling. What's making him go to the ceiling? Does the ceiling have a trap door at the top where he's going to be able to float on his own all the way to heights unknown, or it's no trap door and he's just going to continue to bounce his head off the ceiling? Who are you fighting? Let us gauge if the opponent that you got coming up next is a ceiling topper. Is he going to be the one to elevate, who you are as a boxer? Who is he? Please drop the info. If you saying this is going to take it to the ceiling, why can't you come out with the information yet? Queens and things. Can you please get them back on y'all show and get it out of them, please? I've already went online and sent both of you a nice vintage set of wine. You know what I'm saying? Vintage. I've given you all flavors of the wine coolers. Yeah. I thought that 2 6-packs would suffice. And sour apple. All the vintage flavors back then, yeah. So y'all can be right by the time Frank Martin comes in, and we can kind of find out some information. Please, can y'all please do that sometime soon? Because I want to know what opponent is taking it to the ceiling. Because Gervonta Davis news that the Sheiks are trying to dibble and dabble and get him to come over to the sandbox. If that's the case, people need to stop saying that you're going to be fighting Gervonta Davis. If you are fighting Gervonta Davis, why don't any other news come out saying you are? Damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, who are you fighting, bro? We want to know. We want to know who you fighting next. Seriously. We want to know who you fighting. Just like we demanded that the fight schedule, man, listen. It still hasn't happened. We want to know about the March 30th. But we really want to know about the fight schedule. So why y'all haven't released the fight schedule yet? It's every other promotion. They have fight schedules out here already. Different dates lined up. For PBC and Amazon, I mean, yeah, they gave us a little fight card that's going on March 30. Cool. But what about the other big names like Frank? Where are you at, bro? Come on, man. Help us out. Help us out, big dog. We need that info. Seriously, we need that info, man. I can't keep you up here on that screen that long because I don't want them other people to get mad and think I'm trying to get an interview with you. I don't want to interview with you. Like I said, I want you to show up on their show again because you felt comfortable over there. Y'all was over there, you know what I'm saying, having pillow talk. And I want you to, drop the information. Break the news over there, bro. Because a lot of people are really curious about who you're going to fight next. Who's going to be the one to take it to the ceiling with Frank Martin? I appreciate that. But we're going to talk about this on a different live stream, okay? We're going to talk about this on a different live stream. I'm not going to blend it in, with this because it's another layer of greatness. I hope Canelo is on board with this. It sounds good. That means, they're looking over Jamal Charlo to get beat by Canelo and then face Crawford, which is the biggest fight in boxing. Hands down with nobody even say. You know what I'm saying? It's way bigger than freaking Canelo, Mal Charlo. And then, if Crawford gets the fight, it'll be great. Awesome. So I'm going to leave that up there with y'all. Y'all hold it down. Appreciate you pulling up. I'm about an hour and a half. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to jump up out of here. Probably be on a little later, though, y'all. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MFing game. A-Side Official. You already know. Peace.
Left jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best, you gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy, is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports.